everybody, welcome to Easy Update. It is 1:49 a.m. on the eve of, post Game Awards and post a 3.5 hour podcast. But I've got Kyle here in person, and we figured, hey, I'm going to drive you home anyway. Why don't we just talk in the car? And that's what we're going to do.
That was your idea.
Yeah.
You said we, but that was just a solid idea from you.
Well, okay. Well, thank you. But Kyle also thought it was a good idea. So now we're going to just do that. The audio might not be great, but it's 2 a.m. And I figured in person is better than online. So maybe. Unless this totally sucks, then we'll just do it again some other time.
Okay.
How are you, Kyle? Tired, I imagine?
Honestly, no. I had the squeeze and release of the Game Awards earlier tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm still in a really good mood.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's really fun to come and visit Easy Allies.
It's great to have you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's like a play act of like the like jokey animosity or whatever. Like, oh, Kyle, like he quit or whatever. But like, really, it's just always good to see you, you know?
Yeah. No, it was so fun to just like have a joke that Damiani says that makes me laugh.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. I mean, Damiani is a very funny guy. What do we usually do on these?
It's a year in review.
Oh, yeah. So this is 2022. Kyle and Isla talk about 2022. I feel like we always just end up waxing philosophical about bullshit for like a half hour.
So you want to skip straight to death because we have a time limit?
We got a short time limit. We got to get to like, what's your sex life like? There's no God, existentialism, blah, blah, blah.
I do wonder what 2022 means to me. So I was thinking about it a lot.
What is 2022? So I guess the joke is like, all that stuff is tired to me. What does 2022 mean to you?
Okay, so I was thinking a lot about how it seemed more weird to be traveling this time last year.
Yes.
So even though I'm still wearing a mask constantly throughout this production, like
that's good to hear.
The production side was 100% the same. It feels more normal just to like be. It feels almost normal. Right. Whereas last year it was like a novelty, like, ooh, I'm on a plane. What am I doing?
Right. Like, this is dangerous.
Yeah. So 2022 might be like COVID recovery year is what I might think about it.
That's sort of how I think of it too. Because it definitely feels like life is not back.
Yeah.
And like, I'm still afraid all the time to like be out in public or like go to a party or a bar or whatever. Like, I just don't want to do it, you know? And like, maybe this will give us some more light. I don't know. Probably not. But it's getting less scary, I guess, as it goes on.
Yeah, I remember, all right, so Batman came out this year, which is insane to think about.
The Batman?
The Batman.
Yeah.
And I remember like thinking about like, is it safe to go to a theater right now?
Right.
So like, yeah, I feel like 2022 is like a weird year.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of that jumping through year.
I totally agree. Like, it's just such a weird... I was thinking about that lately, like, where it's like, our lifetimes, and I have to imagine that every generation feels this way, especially a generation who went through, say, World War II or Vietnam or whatever, where it's like, man, we got hosed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it still feels like older generations, like, the promise of the American dream was still, like, possible, where it's like, yeah, go to college, you get a job, and then you buy a house, and whatever. Whereas, like, for us, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like 4 recessions, 9/11, a global pandemic, the likes of which has not been seen in 100 years. It's just kind of been a turbulent decade, you know? Turbulent couple of decades.
Honestly, I fear much more for the kids than I do for you and I.
Well, that's the thing, is, yeah, it's not going to get better, is it?
No.
It's not going to get better. Like, the planet's probably dead in 200, 300 years?
So, you know what's weird about, like, Twitter right now?
What?
Is that, like, I want to delete my account so bad.
Yeah.
And yet I haven't.
Yeah. My thing is, like, to me, the way I use Twitter is, like, I don't look at the timeline ever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I ever have. I use it to talk to people who mention me and DMs. So it's like, if I got rid of Twitter, I would just lose a bunch of, like, business contacts and people who are friendly to me.
I know.
And so, like, I think Musk is a piece of shit. I think all those things, you know. But at the same time, like, I don't think there's no winning. You know, you can't use any platform. You can't consume anything without being evil, I guess, to an extent, right?
Yeah, but also, like, it makes me start thinking about how and where I exist.
Yeah.
So let's say I delete Twitter, right? Then I exist only on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, if you, like, take those out, it's like this messed up thing of, like, oh, if I'm not on these platforms, I would cease to exist.
Which is a weird thing that this kind of field of work does to you, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that same exact thing, where I'm just like, if I weren't on these platforms, no one would know I wouldn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like, of course I would. Like, I would be out there, I'd be driving around, I'd be doing stuff, I'd be alive, you know, I'd be consuming food. I would exist.
Yeah.
But would I? Am I just the reflection of people watching me?
I was telling Huber about how I had a dream about saying, like, having a good goodbye with Ben.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously I'm not in constant contact with Easy Allies still, but you're all, like, present still, right?
Yeah.
With Ben, like...
Well, because his Twitter got hacked.
His Twitter, he was off Twitter.
Yeah.
He'd stopped, like, streaming or anything.
So for all intents
he put his
and purposes,
PlayStation account on silent.
Yeah.
Like, I like, it, like, cut off on him. Like, this person, you know what I mean?
And, like, I don't even know if you have his phone number or whatever. And it's like, I will say, I'm still friends with him on Steam.
That's something.
He's been playing a lot on Marvel Snap.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah.
But, like, how weird that, like, my brain, like, desired that conclusion or, like, felt the gap of, like, a sudden cutoff.
I mean,
someone I wasn't even in constant contact with, I guess.
That makes total sense, though. Like, you crave that closure, I guess.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't have this Twitch. It really drives me crazy.
What Twitch do you have?
This, see? I, like... Can you see it?
Yeah, I think, like, that's a TV character Twitch.
Well, I guess that shores up the idea of, like, being a fake person. But,
right?
like,
That's, like, Bewitched. She was famous for doing that.
Right, but, like, I do it because it, like, clicks a piece of my cartilage or something.
Oh.
And it's just, like, a nervous tick. It's, like, an actual nervous tick. And I do it all the time, and I wish I didn't. It's really weird. I mean, it's fine. It's, like, I don't know. It's not weird, but it's just, like, I wish I didn't do it.
What do you think of LA, the city? The cityscape?
It's pretty. I didn't like LA for a long time when I moved here. Certainly not the first year.
And anybody who lives here says, like, downtown sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree. It's fun to go to, like, an event downtown, but I definitely don't feel, like, safe. Especially as a woman.
Sure. Yeah, I saw some wild stuff just walking around the last 2 nights.
Yeah.
Some pretty...
Like, when I was down there
a little adjustment.
Like, when I was down there, a month ago or whatever, getting my tattoos. Like,
what tattoos? Well, okay, all right, we'll say
that. Everybody knows what they are. You can see them, see.
Okay, so I didn't know if that line was like a pen mark or something.
No, here, look.
What is it?
It's one half of the Blade of Mercy from Bloodborne.
Oh,
and then
cool.
the other one's on this.
The other half.
Yeah. I'm wearing a jacket right now, or I could show you better.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, girl by herself downtown at like 9 p.m. or like
it's frankly not
like 11:30 p.m. You know, and I was like, thankfully the tattoo artist like drove me to my car because I was just like, I don't know what I would have done otherwise. I'm like, I can't get to my car.
Yeah.
Right now.
That's actually really.
It's
cool.
like actually not safe. Like, it's a lot of different kind of shit that you have to start thinking about, I guess. But because like back in the day, I would have been like scared, but I still probably would have done it. You know, like walked to my car. Nope. This car has like automatic brights, and it's really weird sometimes.
What made you decide to get a tattoo this year? 2022 is a tattoo year.
Yeah, I had always kind of wanted them, and I sort of vaguely had the notion that I wanted the Blade of Mercy, just because I love it. It just feels really good to use. I don't know, and it's like funny because I don't see myself as like having a game tattoo, but I do, you know.
Yeah.
But like, it just kind of felt like something to do, and like, actually, kind of weirdly, the day I pulled the trigger on it, I had like stopped, or as part of my like hormone regimen, I take a higher amount of progesterone for 2 weeks and then a less amount for 2 weeks to kind of like have a period, basically. I remember last year when I drove you home, I ran this red light accidentally. But anyway,
I forgot that.
the day I decided to get the tattoos was the day after I had stepped down the progesterone.
I'm sorry, I gotta show this. There are people fixing graffiti right now.
Like making graffiti?
No, I think they're fixing it. They're painting over the graffiti.
No, they're making it.
Are they? They're making the base. You're so right.
They're doing it. Yeah, they're doing
All
graffiti.
right, well, you can't see their faces. We're not trying to incriminate anybody.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
Anyway.
I don't think... I can't even tell. I had no monitor. I don't even know if I got the shot.
Yeah, who knows? Downtown is so weird.
So, I'm sorry. You said the name of something I've never heard of before, but you take more of it for 2 weeks and less 2 weeks.
Yeah. And, I mean, this is just a long walk to saying I was having a really bad day. Basically because my hormones had, like, tanked for the day. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, whatever. And then I was just kind of like, fuck it. I'm getting a tattoo. And so I scheduled this tattoo with this, like, really good tattoo artist. And, you know, it was like a months long wait. And by the time I got around to it, I was so nervous. I thought about canceling, and I thought about, like, you know, running away and, like, not doing it. But then I went through with it. And Spider-Man got me through. Like, I watched Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1, like, while she was doing the tattoos.
How cool.
Just to keep my mind off it.
But that's something you'll remember forever.
Yeah. And now I'm, like, really happy that I went through with it. Because I was, like, really afraid. And I really loved them.
They got a nice curve to them, yeah, it's cool.
She did a really nice job. I mean, it's hard to tell on the little camera, but...
You didn't do an episode about it?
I tweeted a picture.
Oh, okay.
Or I Instagrammed a picture. Which I also, like...
That would have been a good episode.
What?
You getting a tattoo at the parlor.
Yeah. Gab's getting a tattoo soon, and I told her to try to film it.
We call her Gab?
Gabby. Gabby.
I don't love Gab.
Grab trees.
She had to, because of a stretch goal.
Correct. This guy's wearing a velvet suit jacket.
He's coming from the Game Awards.
You see a Game Awards guy? You think so? After party. You say something.
I think what happened here is because you have to follow the GPS and drive.
It's hard.
I've been asking way more questions than we normally have.
Yeah, usually I would be grilling you on stuff.
Yeah.
Well, what's your life about right now?
We're already here.
What are you up to?
I'll
circle. I'll circle the block.
We could use another block.
Yeah.
But this is one way anyway. You can't take a left turn there. So this is my hotel right there.
Why can't I take... This is a left turn lane.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's only one way on that side.
It's one way on that side, but not on this side.
Got it.
Downtown is weird.
So, I feel like I'm in the same spot I was last year, but like... Alright, so I decided like, I'm going to make a big change in my life, right? And then COVID happened. It's like, okay, I'm going to adjust to this.
Pre-move, like when you left us.
I had to go to North Carolina. So like, that stuff all improved. And so now it's like exploration time mentally of like, what is like my thing?
What's your big thing?
Yeah.
I saw an article that was like, Kyle Bossman reveals the shocking reason he left Easy Allies. And it was just, I'm looking for my next big thing.
Oh,
and I was like,
yeah.
And I was like, you clickbaity assholes. Like, that's not a shocking reason. That's just a human reason to make a change. Yeah, it got me to click. Got me to be like, what the fuck? And click this thing. I was like, what is Kyle saying?
So it's like, yeah, part of COVID was reality, and then part of it was excuses. And
Right.
it's like probably time to be like, okay, yeah, now I'm out of excuses where it's like, okay,
But do you like...
the world is open, go figure something out.
Yeah.
Or, not figure something out. That's the thing where you get trapped trying to be like, okay, this is definitely the thing I want to do.
This is good lighting.
It's about exploring. It's about like just doing something different and seeing how you vibe with it.
Right. Totally. I mean, do you have any... I mean,
Are you taking a left turn?
I was going to go straight.
Because we got a green light if you want to go straight.
I was distracted by these gigantic billboards. They are absurd.
Oh yeah, we can't even capture them with a camera.
It is the size of a building. Can't be safe.
So it's creating.
We're right by LA Live, actually, right now.
Yeah.
E3, dude.
E3 Convention Center right behind us. Beside us. It's about creating. So I feel like my job primarily is reacting.
Yeah.
Whether I'm on Twitch or whether I'm making my weekly videos, it's like reacting to things that other people have created.
Right.
And I want to like create.
Yeah.
And so it's, it's about what I'm capable of, what I'm passionate about, and frankly also like what you can make a career out of.
Right.
And then how to do that.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like I've always wanted, make movies, make music, and like game trailers was definitely like a day job. And then like Easy Allies became like a huge like part of my life that I love.
Yeah.
And like co-run it with Blood now and like all that and like all the stresses and joys that brings, and it's like become this huge part of my life. And so I can't really imagine not having that. But I would definitely love to like still also like make some movies and I'm almost done with my album. So it's just like finding a balance is hard because I'm so burned out.
What's the album you're working on? Did we talk about an album last year?
I mean, I've been working on it forever.
Yeah, for you to say my album sounds like it's like the one.
Yeah, I've got 8 tracks pretty much done. I want to have 10 or 12. But I'm going to do like, I guess there's like a waterfall release strategy is the thing. So now you like put out a song or like whatever. During the live stream I'm going to do probably in January, I'll probably perform some of them.
Cool. That's scary.
It's pretty intense. What? Okay. This person's like going left and going right and then going left. And then, oh. Left blinker.
Left blinker, right turn.
Turned right.
I think they were just trying to trick us. They found a parking spot and like got in protective mode.
I hope so. Yeah. So, I mean, basically...
What is the hardest decision you and Bloodworth have made so far as business partners?
Most of the time it's not super hard. I mean, just kind of like budgetary stuff, mostly. Just where it's like, okay, we can't afford this, so we can't do that. Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Allocating funds. It's the stuff that I was never wanting to look at.
Feeling like I'm gonna make some edits to this episode.
I feel like you say that and you never do.
Usually I don't.
At least this part is definitely going to be in the episode, and then people will wonder, like, wait,
what did you cut out?
There was a jump cut there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Did they run over someone?
We did not. No. What is this framing, Kyle?
Is this bad?
Like, get my tits in it, Jesus.
We can't because of this.
Move
this
the
is a
camera
screen.
over there.
If you didn't know, this is a screen. Oh,
Yeah.
that's better
See?
framing. this whole episode, this thing's been.
Like, let me pop them out a little more. Like,
This has been in the shot the entire time.
Yeah, I know it has.
Okay.
Fucking A.
I thought it made more sense, but it actually totally doesn't. Because I was getting fish-eyed on this side of the lens too. You know, like really weird proportions.
Yeah. Christ.
Sorry to you. Sorry to every viewer.
I have a great outfit on.
For the Game Awards?
Yeah, just because we were reacting and I wanted to plus it up a bit and like look kind of nice.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because it's like I'm wearing a dress and everyone else is just normal. But it's like we never talked about it. You know, I just felt like doing it. So it's like...
But even like, okay, so even like Game Awards, right?
Yeah.
Don't you want to like be nominated as opposed to like, you know, watching the show?
Well, I don't really make games.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, yeah, do I watch the Game Awards and wish, like, I was involved somehow? Like, I've got friends that, you know, like, my friend made Neon White.
Yeah.
You know, like, there are people who are the ex of people that, like, mutual exes have games being announced at the Game, you know, and I'm just like, great, cool, awesome, that feels cool. Like,
Christopher Judge.
Yeah. But, like, man, his speech was long.
I was wondering, like, sometimes you just freeze. I wonder if, like, you know.
Yeah, his impulse is to keep talking maybe when he's nervous.
Yeah.
I wondered that too.
So we passed by my hotel again.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going. The map's turned off.
It was right there. That's my hotel room right there.
This?
If you hook a right here.
Okay.
And park, like I'll get to my room.
Okay.
That's where the Uber driver took me.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, but the other thing is that I do think that like being live, doing Easy Allies has like changed me. And so there's like this whole other aspect when we're talking about this fear of being invisible suddenly, of like deep appreciation, even though the stuff I'm creating isn't video games and movies and music, right? The stuff I'm creating is just like an environment to hang out in. There's still some value to that. And that's what I got to like reckon with.
Like the environment to hang out in on your streams, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's something that I think about too a lot, where it's like, it'll constantly just like hit me where it's like we own a company. Like I have a floor of a building that I like pay money for. Like this shit is real.
Yeah.
Like it's a LLC, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's real people, actual stuff. And it's like, you know, because we didn't plan for this. Like, remember when we started up, we were like, yeah, we'll get $5,000, we'll do a podcast. And then we broke Patreon.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this now. Like, we had no plan.
Right.
It just happened. And we were all, like, playing catch-up, you know? And, like, since Blood and I took over, it's been feeling more like... You know, and I'm sure that Jones was thinking of this stuff, too, but, like, I wasn't privy to it, really. But, like, I'm trying to, like, have plans and direction and strategize and, like, analytics and, like... capabilities decks that I send to like potential advertising partners and stuff, you know, like stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like boss bitch stuff. And it's stressful. It's not what I wanted to be doing necessarily, but it's like kind of exhilarating too.
Yeah, I get that.
Like you're saying, it's like I have to remind myself that it is creation.
Yeah.
Also.
Hell yeah.
But are you happy, Kyle?
Never happy. Not a goal.
I guess in a Zen sense, you can't reach nirvana.
I think a goal is excitement. I think a goal is like invigoration more than happiness. Like waking up with like, okay, baby, let's go, is probably more of a goal.
Is that not happiness?
I don't know. I think happiness is contentness. I think happiness is, another day where I get to do the same thing I did yesterday. Thank goodness.
Sure. I guess, like, to me, it's like, if you net positive, like, if you are enjoying life even 1% more than hating it, you got there.
Yeah, then I think I have that. I have a depressive disposition, right?
Well, sure.
I'm miserable most of the time.
Yeah.
But I'm almost like never hating life.
Yeah.
So I think there's a ton to be grateful for there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and I think it's like a successful life looks very different for everybody.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just like that, where it's like you're doing it day to day, making it, living it, not hating every second of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the ones I admire the most are like the people who work till they die, which I think is a bad sign.
You're an American.
Yeah, I think I want to be one of those people who works till they die. But then also that's like...
I kind of just assume that we all will be.
Yeah.
My only hope is just not to die.
That's a good hope. Elon's working on it.
Wouldn't do it with him.
Okay, all right, last question.
Mm-hmm.
Infinite life with Elon Musk or death?
Wait, infinite life via Elon Musk's technologies with him?
You have to be in his hub. So let's say his hub is 500 people and one Elon Musk is within those 500 people in that eternal hub.
Mm-hmm.
One version of himself exists within every hub.
I might still take that.
Wow, okay.
Because, I mean, in my experience, in any group of people, there's probably going to be a person you agree with less than others. You know?
I think eternal life is hell.
I mean, I think it would be. What you want is to die when you want to.
Yeah.
And I'm so afraid of death and mortality and illness now that, like, I'm, like, ruining the life that I have fearing dying when I'm 62, you know?
Yeah, I hear that.
Where it's like, if I could live to 10,000, you know?
It's like the end of The Good Place.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just make the choice.
You need to have the choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a cool dream.
That's what I want. I want San Junipero with an off switch that I can flip when I want to.
Cool. But you don't do it. Because, okay, I feel like you have infinite life in 1 second, right? And then it just goes like... And, like, you just lost your entire self. Immediately.
What do you mean?
I feel like it would feel like in a second, and then you would stretch out, and you would, like... Your body would, like... cover a state.
What?
In your mind. Just in your mind.
Sure.
But, like, also... You ever start to fall asleep and then you, like, lose sense of scale?
Yeah.
It would be like that, but for your entire existence.
I definitely think that's someone who... Like, mortality drives a lot of what we do. And I think someone who wasn't thinking about that, your time scaling would get crazy. It would be bizarre.
You would become someone else entirely.
Yeah, oh yeah,
it wouldn't be you who lives forever.
But, I mean, the same is true of money. Like, you get a bunch of money and you change... Kind of. Like, look at all these crazy billionaires who, like, have completely lost their grip on reality.
It would probably happen to us. The thing is, though, I don't think we'd get there. You got to make some choices to become a billionaire.
Yeah, I think you have to start from a certain starting place, probably.
Are you saying it's too late for me?
I'm saying Bezos and Elon and those guys had, like, fucking emerald money, like, to start from.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And also just, like, I don't know, business... thing is a whole other thing. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Probably not our thing, but it can never say never.
Right. Would money change us, or would we ever even get money in the first place?
I think it changes you a little bit.
I think so, too.
And the more you get, the more you change.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's an amount of money where the change might be positive, where you just, like, worry less. Like, I don't have to worry about...
Yes. Sorry, we're not talking about that money.
Or whatever, but yeah, I think that, like, beyond money where it's, like, you can't even physically think about it, like billionaires, that's, like, the human brain can't handle having that.
Yeah.
And nor should it, probably.
So, don't take the hub. Is what I'm saying.
I guess. Okay, probably sure.
You spend one day in the hub with Elon and 499 other people, like, it's
right.
just gonna...
The other people that he picked are probably he picked them, you know, so it would probably suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right. Bye.
Happy 2022.
Yeah.
Oh, I messed up the framing again.
It's charming. I liked it.
Here we go. What's even the thumbnail?
Huh?
The thumbnail. All right, cool.